what's been going on recently, but if you've also been feeling very unmotivated, in a weird kind of funk and just a funny headspace where you've been questioning yourself a little bit more, you've been feeling like you're going through your routines but just going through the motions and a little bit sick of things, then we're gonna just unpack a lot of stuff in this video. It's so common, like these happen to us all, and sometimes you can feel really lonely and you start questioning yourself, like, am I broken? And I this week had a few days where I was like, wait, what is happening? I don't want to go back to where I was, say, a year ago when I wasn't in a good headspace. We're going to talk a little bit more and just talk about it really raw as well, because there's not enough of this spoken. And I feel like online, everything just looks a certain way. When we all go through this, like, we are so flipping similar. If you can tell, I've just realised my post-it notes are in fact behind me. Like, this is how bad this week got, as in I needed some post-it notes. Just got my coffee. And then I've just made my oats. It's actually a cardio day for me today, so I'll share what I'm doing. But I'm just gonna have this. Can we just take a minute for the consistency? I get so many questions about these oats, and I think every video I include the full recipe, but I'll link the video if you want to get the step-by-step for this. One thing I've done this week so far is bring back my natural wavy hair that I haven't really had that much recently. You know, when you just want it to feel a little bit more like yourself, I never would have thought it would be like wearing my natural hair, but I felt immediately, maybe it's subconscious, immediately more like me, which is interesting. Oh, she's nice.
What flavour?
Salted caramel. I've added in some relatively new supplements consistently. So I think I've already shown you or talked to you about glutamine, but I've also been having creatine. This is something that I'm going to be taking every single day. And if you have been sort of umming and ahhing, I feel like I feel like creatine's got loads of stigmas that I can't remember where I first heard, but I remember just saying, oh, you know, it makes you hold water retention. I think specifically women, we've generally been in fear to take creatine, and it's one of the most researched supplements. There's so many benefits, like for cognitive function, for your actual lifts, and it's one of those supplements that I just wish I'd have started taking so much sooner. We already naturally have creatine in our bodies, and we can get it from things like red meat, but we can't really get it in enough quantities. So it gives you additional phosphocreatine in your muscles so that you can then be less fatigued in your actual sessions, so you can progressive overload more. And I can't tell you the strength differences, like even a few days into taking creatine, I've been managing to get a lot more out of my sets and reps, and I just feel so much better in my sessions. It's crazy, and especially if you take it consistently over time. Like, you want to take 3 to 5 grams daily, and there are so many ways you can get it in. I always get asked about, do you notice water retention? I did for maybe 2 days, and then I feel like it subsided, but the benefits that you get from that, and it's so minimal, like your body's just going to adapt over time. It's not fat gain, it's just initial water retention in your actual cells. It doesn't mean that you're putting on fat, for example, and then obviously the more you take it, your body gets used to that. Couldn't recommend it more. You can take it in so many different ways. So I take it with my glutamine in a glass of water when I have my morning coffee, so that I'm actually hydrated as well. But you can put it in your oats, into smoothies, into anything. Creatine literally doesn't taste like anything. You can't really taste it. Glutamine, on the other hand, it's vile, to be honest. It tastes disgusting. Kind of like pond water. I'd say not even, you know, do you remember the greens? Kind of like that, but not. No, it's nothing like the greens, it's worse, but it's so worth it. Like, I've noticed such a big difference in just the lining. I feel like of my gut health has improved, and I'm digesting food a lot better since adding these two in. By the way, it's only like 7 a.m. and I hope I explained that well. Someone replied to my Instagram story the other day, and I had gone on my Instagram stories at about 6:30 in the morning, before I'd had a coffee and before I'd barely woken up, chatting away. I don't know why I do this to myself, because obviously I've literally just woken up. I try and explain complex things first minute I open my eyes by the sounds of things. And this girl had messaged saying, do you have a speech impediment? Now, there's nothing wrong with having a speech impediment, but not that I'm aware of, but it just kind of made me laugh. I was like, no, I'd just woken up and decided to go chatting away on my Instagram stories, and I feel like I've just done that again. I feel like I'm getting used to glutamine, actually. Like, this doesn't actually taste of anything. I don't think I put it in. Did I put a scoop in? No, I did put a scoop in, but we'll have another. Glutamine is better taken fasted, and with the creatine, I take the monohydrate version in a powder form. Okay, just put up to the chin, and Oh my god, I had such a moment then. So basically this week I've been sorting things out. I think I had 2 weeks where every day I just didn't quite feel like myself, and then there was a full moon the other day. I did a release list, which is basically just where you can kind of just get rid and like cleanse yourself. So I just wrote out loads of stuff that I wanted to just get rid of, you know, like just habits that have crept in, things like thought patterns that I was just like, I'm ready to just let go. Like I feel like I just had these couple of weeks that were just not, I wasn't in a good mental place. Like every day I just felt a bit like out of sorts, and I'm going through quite a lot of shifts, as in, you know, when you've had a really big goal, I think this is so common, it can actually be in work or with a fitness goal, and you've reached that goal, you're kind of navigating this unknown territory sort of space. Like I think that's where I've kind of been at, and then just been training quite intense. Like in my lifts I've been really pushing to failure, you know, with weights, and I think it's just had a natural effect on my nervous system, and I've gained weight. That in itself is really, it's its own challenge, and I'll share more on that in this too. So a lot of stuff's sort of been shifting, changing, and what comes with that is usually when you're going to have days that you just feel out of sorts, and you're going to have weeks as well. And sometimes when we resist, you know, when we're like trying to push feeling a certain way away and distract ourselves, kind of numb ourselves, like we're not really sitting in like, what is it that our body wants? There's some sort of lesson, or there's something that we need to change how we're viewing things, kind of take a bird's eye view and like just look at things from a bigger perspective. So I've been doing that. One thing on my list that I did last week was like get my own little car. Basically I'm in Spain at the moment for a few months. I think it was 3 months here last year with Mace, and then we kind of came here, we've not set out like solid dates how long we're going to be in Spain for, but I reckon a few months. I think we've been here about a month now, and Mace and I have been sharing a car because we haven't really needed separate cars, but I've actually realised I need my own car, just as in like, so I can have some time where I'm just actually in my own head sort of thing. And I kind of kept putting it off because I was like, oh, we don't need 2 cars right now, like we're going to the gym, we're going to work at the same place. Realised I really need my own car, so I got a little hire car, and I've got this Fiat 500, and I flipping love it. It makes me laugh so much, I don't know why. I think it takes me back to when you first passed your driving test. I think one of my best friends had a Fiat 500, and it's just brought back so many memories. Yesterday I was driving an English car, so like I was sat on this side of the road but on the other side of the road, so because this is a Spanish car, it's just thrown me off. So this morning I was just driving down the road, and you only have them impulsive thoughts. I was like, wait, which side of the road am I supposed to be on? And I was on the right one, but I was like, shit, a car's gonna come, and it's gonna be one of those, the holiday moments, you know, in that scene where she's like, driving on the wrong side of the road. So I had that going on. But yeah, gonna go in and get my cardio session. So it's actually Wednesday when I'm filming this. I was up nice bright and early at 5:30 this morning. I've done my like morning routines, rituals. We're on it. We are on it. I've packed my meal prep as well for the day, and got quite an exciting day today. And then I'm just going to take you throughout each day this week as well, and just share what is a guan. Wednesdays are always my cardio day, so this is like rest from the gym. I usually go on a run, but I actually just wanted to come and do my Stairmaster session. The next day. Oh my god, it's flipping early. just got to the gym at 6. I came straight here. I'm just gonna do some steps and some stairmaster. I'm actually going to take a few days off lifting this week, so that's going to be good. And I might just do a bit of stretching, like mobility work. Still wanted to come and get some movement in because I know I'm going to be in the car quite a bit today. So yeah, come and join. Putting this hat, I was gonna say this on when I do my makeup. Been to the gym, I had my breakfast. Got a really exciting day today. So Mason and I are going to look at our first wedding venue. If you didn't actually know, if you're quite new, like maybe in the past year or two, quite new to my YouTube channel, we got engaged, I think it was like a year and a half. 2 years. Yeah, we got engaged in Dubai. We had so much on, like we were doing a house renovation, moving countries, you name it, like there was a lot going on. So didn't have the capacity to plan a whole wedding. I still don't quite know what we want to do wedding wise. So this is the first time we're actually going to just check out some venues whilst we're in Spain. So I'm really excited for that. Between me and you, I feel like one reason, I know it's kind of something I've spoken about in therapy, I feel like one reason that I haven't wanted to like go wedding dress shopping or like start getting into it is because I know I don't have my mum to go and do these things with. I wanted to share that because I know that I felt quite alone in this, and I know some of you have also lost your mum and lost a parent, and it is like moments like this that are really hard, and I've never seen anyone speak about this, which is why I want to share. And I feel like it's important to share this because I want you to know you're not alone in feeling like that. But like, I feel like that's been a bit of a root of why I haven't wanted to do certain things. Of course, not everyone goes with their mum wedding dress shopping, but it's always been something that I wanted to do with my mum, and she's not here. So that is just something I wanted to mention. But I need to just like get over it and go with like my besties anyway and make it a really nice experience at some point. I went for needling, which is basically like acupuncture, and I had like a needle in the middle of my head and my feet, and basically it's like going into the nerve of your muscle, and I can't tell you how amazing I felt like afterwards. And I think sometimes like these treatments, even if it's just you're like laid there for an hour relaxing, just does something. And then yesterday, because I had these 2 weeks where I was feeling so flipping flat, just like not like myself. I felt like I'd just been treating myself like a bit like a machine and not practicing what I preach, and that needed to change. So yesterday I also went for Reiki, which it's been on my list to do for like a year, which is basically energy work. You might not believe in all that stuff, but I wanted to just give it a try, and if you could have been a fly on the wall, you would have laughed. This woman, she was so lovely, and she had these crystals, and she was like wafting them over me, doing all this stuff. I don't really know how I felt like afterwards, but I definitely felt like some sensations when she was around my head, or I don't know if it was her hands that I could feel over my head. But I'm going to see how I get on with that, and I'll feed back like if I notice anything. But definitely the acupuncture, if you have any like muscle tightness, that definitely does help. Like it's quite immediate as well, and I think it helps with blood flow to your actual muscles. And then I'm planning to go to the sauna, so just kind of like looking after myself in other ways, because I can go to the gym, drink your water, eat your food, but if you're not taking time to just like be still, it's different. And I've been wearing my hair naturally wavy this week. So what I do is brush it through. I've done like a deep condition treatment. I'm really liking the Moroccan oil at the moment. And then I just use the Umberto Gianni curl whip. I tend to go a little bit ham with it, to be honest. And I need to not, because then it, it just ends up like a bit clumpy. And then literally just scrunch it. I've kind of just kept it quite simple, and this works really well. Also, this robe is the best thing I bought, I think, this year. It's from Zara. Mason's got a matching one, and we went and bought my dad one as well. But it's just the best thing ever. I feel like it's such a British thing, isn't it? Like, a British thing to love a dressing gown robe. Like, I feel like I don't see as many. Maybe I'm wrong. If you're American and you also love a robe, let me know. But I feel like, I don't know, us British people just seem to live in a robe. Like, if you're sad, put your dressing gown on. If you're happy, put your dressing gown on. If you're cold, put a dressing gown on. Like, there's just something so homely about that. Also brought my peppermint tea in here whilst I'm getting ready. And do you know what's been really nice? I feel like I've got a lot to catch up with you on. Like, I need to do a Q&A, to be honest, rather than in this vlog. But it's been really nice, like, just getting back to me again. Like, when I've done the bodybuilding show, it's been so intense and I haven't had time, like, because my expenditure was so high, my energy levels were lower during that time of my life. I just didn't have as much time for like my self-care, my friends, family, and it's been so nice, like, just being able to refill my cup, have more time for certain things. Like, I really needed it, and I don't think I realised at the time, like, you know, when you're just so focused on a goal that you don't even have time to think about anything else, and especially like whilst running a business and whatnot, it just gets a lot. So whilst in Spain, we thought we may as well check out some venues over here. I'm kind of open-minded to where we actually get married. We did have a look at some venues in Italy the year before last, but I don't know, I've still been kind of unsure on the exact type of themed wedding, so I just think it's good to get the ball rolling a little bit more. I feel like with the renovation and moving around so much and just like being so busy with our businesses, it's just been a lot, and I kind of wanted to enjoy the process of planning a wedding, like, rather than just add it as another kind of stress. We were shown around by Bliss, who are wedding planners and just the loveliest ladies ever. So we checked out one with a sea view as well, which was gorgeous. I feel like that was the nicest. Just nice to get things kind of rolling. So we are now at the second venue. We just grabbed a coffee and we viewed the first venue that was a really gorgeous place, but it was right next to a road, so I don't think that'd be somewhere that we like to get married. But really good to see, just to have a look around these venues. So we're near Altia is where we are right now. So this
place looks more promising, just the way you get here.
Yeah, it had like a private road to it. The other venue was right next to a main road, wasn't it? So this isn't a hotel, is it?
No, it's kind of, I think it's like a Spanish version of it, like a chateau. It's like a big house.
Finca Monte Mola. So we'll see what this is like, and then it's just been really nice to talk about our actual wedding and get a feel for, we're thinking about dates and whether to do 2026, 2027.
The prices as well are like surprising, considering when we've looked in Italy, we looked in the UK.
Yeah.
The prices here are really, really quite good. So
it's crazy actually how it all differs.
Than what you pay.
Yeah. When we had a look in Italy, it'll be over a year ago now, it was craziness. Like
just to view it, I think it was like £1,500 just to view.
It was in euros, wasn't it? But
€1,500, yeah, just to view the actual place.
Yeah, well no, one of the venues was, we didn't view it in the end, but it was a fee to view the flipping place.
Yeah,
and then other ones were, there was one that was like €500 and then €15,000. Like they all vary a lot. And here they all seem to be like a general price, don't they? Like this one looks much nicer, but it's a really similar price. But that's just for the venue, and then obviously you've got your catering on top and all of that stuff. I'm quite excited actually. It's nice to actually think about a wedding.
Any tips for planning a wedding, or we're working with these two lovely ladies that are taking us around from Bliss, based in this area of Spain. But any tips when it comes to a wedding, planning a wedding? Yeah, if you've got married, a wedding, what to kind of do ahead of time, what not to do. Let us know, because we have no idea. I need to think about bridesmaids. I need to think about. I've made a list actually. I made a list. I feel like when we got engaged actually, but it's exciting anyway. So we're just waiting for this gate to open. Our appointment's at 12, and it's 10 to 12. And gonna have a look around here. We just went into a hotel, which was really nice. Mason doesn't know he's got coming to the car. Wow, you're filming?
Okay. Surprise! I've just grabbed us these yogurt pots. We're in a little village and we're both like, oh my god, I need to eat something right here, right now. And the only thing I could find was these Greek yogurt things. So what I've done is add dark chocolate. I bought some honey, dark chocolate, some corn cake, and just like orange dark chocolate. I started eating a bit of mine, but I should save myself. Nice, surprise!
Nice surprise.
It's like frozen yogurt basically, but this is how you do a high protein snack when you've got a protein goal. Mine's been half eaten.
All different types of good ones. And there's like another shop, just 2 shops down there that are really cool. It's honey. And they have all the honey in there as well.
Oh, I should have bought it from there. I just went to a Messy Mouse. I think it was the only supermarket we could find. But I bought a pack of blueberries as well and just put that. This is such a good idea, isn't it? Rather than buying.
We'll have really good chocolate in there as well.
This chocolate's really nice. I think there's about half a bar of it.
You'd like it, man.
We'll have to go in now. This is a good idea. Rather than buying the artificial sweetened ones, it's so easy to make your own. Like, just buy a little thing, a squirty bottle of honey, 72% orange dark chocolate, a thing of honey that you can just take home or have in your car if you ever want a snack, blueberries. Just been doing some editing on my laptop for the past few hours. I'm actually quite tired now. I don't think either of those venues were, I couldn't see myself getting married there, but they were really nice to look at, and I was just getting other ideas for the flowy girlies, to be quite honest. Just been working away. I don't feel like I'm being overly productive at this point, so probably going to leave. We've had a good day actually. It's been nice to venture out. This hotel's really nice actually to work from. It's really quiet and it reminds me a lot of Dubai. Just mixing up a bit with like doing a few hours work at my laptop and then filming and just having more that I'm not just in one spot all day long, because I start to feel like I'm going insane when I'm just behind my laptop, like editing, doing emails. And I've been using Notion to just manage things into sections, because I feel like I've got a lot of just different compartments like YouTube, Instagram, all these different content platforms to be on, and managing and locating everything, and then like flowness stuff, planning future challenges. I don't think I actually showed you my nails, but I went with this silver chrome, which is an absolute moment. Slightly different. I had pink chrome last time, but I've definitely not had them this kind of silver before, and I really like them. The only thing was, I was in the nail place yesterday for just under 3 hours, and my phone had died as well. I had to put it on charge, so I was just kind of sat thinking, oh my god, I have so much to do right now, and I haven't got 3 hours. But I'm going to not make that mistake again and make sure I ask when I get my nails done how long it will actually take. I think I might have even shown you my nails yesterday, but I couldn't believe how long that took. But yeah, a bit of a love-hate relationship getting my nails done. It was quite relaxing. She even scrubbed my hand, and I attempted speaking Spanish yesterday. I got as far out as comparing my fake tan to cement. That is what I ended up translating into Spanish and then saying it out loud. But it's something, isn't it? And I feel like I'm understanding Spanish better. The renovation house in the UK is pretty much completo. That's all been renovated, and then it's just about getting it Airbnb now, which was always the initial plan with the UK house, but we ended up living in it for longer than, well, we never thought we'd actually live in it, but we lived in it for a bit just because we've been moving around so much and we just wanted to be settled. That's where we're currently at. And then yeah, it's been really nice. The Spain house is a family house, so we've also been renovating that with my dad, which has been over the past year. So this work's still ongoing, like outside the house. I've not been able to film as much as I'd like from the actual villa because there's always flipping banging going on, and it's all kind of like busy with worksmen. Like, they move at the speed of light here compared to UK building. I'll also show you an update at some point this week in the outdoor kitchen, what they call an anea over here, which is looking so cool. Let me show you that where we're working from. It's quite aesthetic in here. A good time?
Very good time.
I think it's sat here. Outside. Hello. Let me show you my top actually real quick. I quite like this brown. I actually got this as a gym top, but I think it's nice to wear as like a day top. The only thing is, I didn't want to go braless, so I've got my bra on, so I've had to kind of tuck it in. So imagine it without the bra. I also just wanted to talk to you about balancing, just finding your balance. And you've heard me say this before, but like, balance looks so different for literally all of it. It's like, what's balanced to you might be different to my version of balance. Like, that's totally fine. I've really been focusing on finding what is my balance lately, as in like, what's the bare minimum that I can do? What do I like need for myself? And I think after doing like my bodybuilding show, I knew I'd been out of balance, in like I was pushing myself to just crazy limits, which I've learned so much from, and I can't wait to kind of share what I've like been unpacking, because I feel like I'm someone like I need to process my emotions. I need to, rather than just like tell you like word vomit what's in my head, like I want to process things and then I can kind of like share more of my learning. So that's kind of been going on in the background. Like I feel like it's been quite heavy stuff, you know, when you're going through things, and it's really easy to want to kind of distract yourself and just keep your mind occupied at all times, as in like always have a podcast on, always have music, or always be calling someone. But I've kind of just wanted to like sit with certain emotions to actually kind of, you know, gather what I actually want, like outsource them to our friends, where we end up when we're like questioning things, starting to ask outside ourselves, but really like the person that you want to be checking in with is just ourselves. Do you know, asking yourself the question like, is this what I want? I don't know if this makes sense, but it's just like some current thoughts that I've been having, just making sure that I'm actually checking in with myself before I go and ask someone else, you know. Good morning, it's Friday. I'm just making my breakfast. Going to go for like a sunrise walk today, which should be really nice. So this week I've taken it as deload / I'm just taking some pure rest days. I did some cardio yesterday, just 30 minutes, like steady state, which is what is my favourite kind at the minute. But oh my god, I've been really pushing myself like just over this past few weeks with progressive overload, and my whole nervous system was just like, no, you need to take a few days off and a week off. And I was also just finding last week I would say it was 4 days where I was in the gym training, but I just wasn't feeling it. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just take a whole week off. At that point, you're not going to lose all your gains. My actual scale weight has really like dropped this past couple of days, which it's not like weight loss or anything like that. It's literally just inflammation, and I'm so glad that I decided to just take a few days off. Sometimes we need to somewhat feels like go backwards to go forwards, and just mentally keep things a bit fresh. And then this week I'm thinking to try at some point, maybe today, Pilates or do some sort of yoga class. I haven't been in so long. That's exactly what I feel like. I just want something like stretchy, if not today, maybe tomorrow, and just walk this week, which has been really good, just to focus on refilling my cup. And like I said yesterday, I went for acupuncture, which was flipping amazing. Like I couldn't recommend that more. And I'm now thinking, do I need to make this a weekly thing? It's just scheduling stuff in, isn't it? And also having the time when you feel like you're super busy. Don't think I told you about, we had the call the night before, I think it was the night before last, with the Flowness girlies who are inside my Flowness Club community, and I was flipping emotional. Just hearing about the girls' stories and like where they've started just brings me so much happiness. To see you grow as well and hear how just the challenges that we're doing are changing your life in so many different ways. Of course, like physical transformation is literally, it's the 1% of anything. It's everything else around who you become when you start changing, you know, just like your daily habits. Like we were talking about gratitude, for example, which I'm about to do in a second. Gratitude journaling is just one of the most amazing, like transformative things. Like I used to find that I would just be quite, not like a negative person, but my thoughts were quite just not helpful at times, you know. When you tap into gratitude every day, and what I mean by tap in is just like when you start thinking about one moment in your day that has been like a little magic moment, or what we've called in the past a glimmer. So like just something that's like made you smile, brought you happiness, can literally be anything. When you get into the habit of thinking that every day, that really compounds across everything. You're looking out for more positive things, more positive moments, rather than thinking about like all doom and gloom, because we all go through shit. We all go through real hard stuff. Like life comes at us thick and fast, doesn't it? And it's always like unexpected moments. Whereas if you can start to like shift where you're focusing your thoughts, your energy, like it just starts to reprogram your whole mind. Of course, I'm making my oats, which has got a bit ridiculous. Like I'm thinking to make this overnight oats, because by the time me and Mason have made this, it takes flipping ages, because we add more water to it so that it expands and is the best consistency ever at this point. Got my gratitude journal here, which you'll be able to get very soon. This journal is basically created it because it kind of follows on from each one. So for example, we've got 3 things I'm grateful for, and then how do I want to feel today, and then the next prompts like follow on from that, like actions to actually achieve this. So it basically breaks things down, so always starting with gratitude first and foremost. Like how do you actually want to feel today? It's a funny question, because when you think about that, you're like, right, what do I need today? And it's kind of different in each day really, isn't it? Like today I want to feel like content and happy, but also organised. And then what are the action steps that you can create today, like to feel those things, if that makes sense? So it's from just like a different perspective, because then you can reverse engineer. You know, if you're thinking, oh, I want to have just better days at the minute, or I want to feel a certain way, I want to feel a little bit more like excited by things, and then you can actually break down, right, how can I achieve that? Is it like seeing a friend? Is it going for dinner? Like booking something for the weekend so that you've got stuff scheduled in? If it's more organised, just planning out your day, like literally even if it's 5 minutes in the morning, just planning out what actually needs doing, so that you're not kind of being pulled through your days where you're just being pulled left, right, centre, but you're never really focusing on the stuff that matters the most. So I find that super helpful. And then my word of the day, I wonder what mine is going to be today. I can't think. Confidence, I think actually is going to be my word of the day. The one time that I made it to the beach for a beach walk, it's so overcast today that it's actually quite nice, and I'm like one of few on the beach, so I'm just having a nice beach walk. Oh, I feel like my soul has needed this right now. I brought a laptop with me as well, so I'm going to do a bit of work from a little cafe on the beach, which is quite nice. It's rather chilly, so I've got my coat on. I don't even know why I've got my headphones on actually. Headphones on the beach. Not actually needed to, I just want to listen to the waves today. So if you're having an overwhelming week, just remember you are doing so much better than you think you are. Keep taking it one step at a time, and that's what we can do. So yeah, I'm going to put on a podcast. I've been really liking Mel Robbins' Let Them Theory at the moment. Would really recommend. It's so good, like so many gems in there. Finished in the gym, Diddy Gym, and I showed you some snippets of this meal prep I made yesterday. This is just so handy, like saves so much time on those busy weeks. I don't usually meal prep for like a weekend as such. I usually do meal prep on the weekend, but just how it panned out, pardon the pun. So I did my 30-minute Stairmaster, and then I just did a little bit of walking, just catching up with some stuff on my phone, like work stuff, some emails, just clean out my junk. I love a Saturday session actually, like I feel like it's just more chilled. And then Mason came to the gym, he was just in there. And then in here we have got, it looks really nice actually. So turkey, quinoa, I used to call it quinoa, you know, avocado in this little pot, which just keeps it a little bit fresher, and then some green beans and grilled courgette with red pepper, delish, and a bit of spinach as well, and ketchup of course. This quinoa is like, I think it's got olive oil in it or something, but it is the nicest quinoa, like it's really fluffy. Well, that was delicious. That's one thing that's just changed the game for me. Like, you know, sometimes by the time you go home, you've ended up snacking on loads of stuff. Like, it's just so handy having meals, and it doesn't have to be boring things. Like, I've been switching up, so I've been adding quinoa instead of sweet potatoes recently. Just like mixing things up that way. I'm now going to go and just do a bit of editing from a little cafe. I've also been showered at the gym, which is something that I've been randomly doing recently, which I quite like, and just mixes things up. Like, if you feel like days have been repetitive, and that, you know, when you find yourself in that mode where you're just like on autopilot, I've kind of wanted to be a bit more conscious. On certain days, you're going to have your days that you need to be more like rigid, but I'm trying to have a little bit just more flexibility and create a bit more balance. So that is the current kind of theme at the minute. My body's feeling so good today, as in like I've really needed just a few days off lifting, and yeah, my phone's just died. I've got into this strange habit, don't know why, of not plugging my phone in on charge. Don't know why. I think because I've started coming off my phone quite early in the evening, so I kind of forget where my phone is and then forget to put it on charge. But I'm gonna have a look at my sleep, and we can have a look at that as well, and what my current HRV is like after a few days off. But I did have that early what was it called? I think I woke up at like 10 to 5 the other morning, and I'd gone to bed quite late, so I don't know if my HRV will be that high. Just in a cafe, and this is one of my favourite ones. It's always so quiet here, like I feel like it's a little hidden spot. This is in Javier, by the way. I think I mentioned where we were. I'm just doing some bits on my laptop, and it's actually raining a little bit, but I love this place because I can hear the wave, which is really nice. I've got a decaf coffee because we're trying to be careful with our caffeine intake, and then a little mini, how cute, a mini croissant, and then Mason's probably going to come and join me here. Don't mind me. You can really see my nipples through this top, and hopefully I haven't got salad in my teeth, but me and Mace have just been for a massage that was sensational. I'm still covered in oil, but just stopped off at a supermarket. It's called Conchu, and this is my favourite salad. Like, I know this sounds, what is that? Like, there's a carrot in my salad bag. This is so random. It's basically arugula. We shouldn't actually have carrot in, so I'm really confused how that's there. It's got like beetroot in, and it's just my favourite salad. I know this sounds so random, but I've not been able to buy it in weeks. So yeah, got some stracciatella, that's not how you pronounce it, some yogurts, some asparagus, some oats. I had some Lindt cacao chocolates that I got from the massage place. Some avocados, and then this like garlicky coriander thing that's smelled out the whole bag. And then I thought I'd try this 0% protein yogurt. Okay, showered, washed my hair, and Mason has made us a turkey curry, which is in here, and then I just put some rice in.
We used some curry powder, some mushrooms, some onion, and I used some gravy granules for this one to kind of thicken up the sauce.
I've got these oat Cheerios. Good morning, it's Sunday, the next day. Had the best night's sleep last night. I wanted to actually have a look at my Whoop score because last week I know I had a few bad nights sleep, and do you know what? I just didn't look at my Whoop. I thought, what's the point, because it's just going to make me stress out. And that's a good relationship sometimes to have when you just had like nights like that. So last night I slept 7 hours 55 minutes on here. I've only got 59% recovery, which is very interesting. Like it also tells me that I really must have been fatigued because I've had a lot of, because I've got an elevated resting heart rate. So that is why my recovery is a bit down, which is just interesting. I absolutely love my Whoop band. This isn't actually sponsored or anything like that, but yeah, 7 hours 55 sleep. I've been aiming between 7 and 8 hours, which is kind of realistic, but I think last week I'd had probably like a few lower nights sleep, and it's interesting how it affects all your other metrics, just like your resting heart rate and the whole works. But this morning we've got a yoga class inside Flonus Club with our new yoga coach, which I'm excited to have, and just looking forward to that, like perfect Sunday vibe. So I'm just heading for a little walk. It's so flipping windy, I'm actually quite surprised that I've made it out. But I was going to get my walking pad out because I brought it over when my dad drove over to Spain. I was like, oh, just shove up my little walking pad, because me and Mason both had one at our house, but we didn't need to really. We didn't use his one, so I brought that here. But it's just a different vibe, isn't it? Like an outdoor nature walk is so different to a walking pad. I just think it literally just freshens your mind. And I'm going to put on a Jodie Spencer podcast about reframing your thought patterns. Okay, it's really wavy. Look at these waves. It's been so stormy. Satisfying you while I keep bleeding. I don't know why you act like you innocent. You wanna take a piece of my heart again. I think it cut me off when I was on my walk this morning. I think my SD might have run out, but I literally went on a short little walk. It's absolutely throwing it down. The weather isn't a vibe, but we're having a good flipping Sunday today, and it's been a really good week actually. So did an hour yoga session this morning inside the Flonus Club with our new yoga coach, which was amazing. My hips feel so much looser. Why is it whenever you do yoga you just remember how much you should be doing it a lot more regular? And also I think we store a lot of our emotions in our hips. I feel like I've got some releasing to do, so that was really good, and I'm feeling much better. Like, just feel looser all over, and you know, that post yoga, just that feeling is just the best. If you'd also like to become a flowy girly and join us in these live sessions that we do each week, not just yoga but all sorts. We had my actual therapist in one of the calls recently. We are nearly, I think it was 7 weeks into the realign 2.0 program, so if you want to join and start that, you definitely can from any time. But I'm just about to go and grab a coffee from my favourite coffee spot, and then I'm just having a bit of a reset day today. Got my bedding in the dryer. There is a shop that I would like to see if it's open to get some SPF. I ordered some on Amazon, but it's got lost, and I ordered it 2 weeks ago, and I haven't been wearing SPF, and we don't want to be getting wrinkles any earlier than we need to be doing, so we're going to sort that out. Okay, let's go and get this hair done. I've just been doing some work. I trained this morning, and I wanted to treat myself a little bit more, like a little bit extra TLC has been needed. So let's sort out this. I think we're going to trim some bit of bangs, maybe a toner. Let's do it.
The blow dry, you like it the same, a big way?
Yeah,
But
just these
on the
bits.
front.
Yeah, just that bit. I love getting my hair washed. I feel like I need to do this more often, you know, because I can get work done when I get my hair done. Whereas, you know, when you wash, dry and do everything yourself at home, it just takes hours, doesn't it? I feel like I've been putting off washing my hair a lot lately, so I cannot with me right now. Well, I tried speaking a bit of Spanish. I'm not quite sure what I've asked for with my hair. I was asking for like a moisturising treatment, so that is what we're doing now. So I've just had about 3 things put on my hair. I think one was the toner, so going for like an ashy, taking out a bit of a yellow. Just needed a bit of a sprucer. I didn't want to be putting any bleach through it. And then I think this is a hair mask. My hair's very, very dry. So of course my logic is rather than cutting off any of the dead ends, just lather it in moisturiser or whatever this treatment is. So that's what we're doing. I'm just on this massage bed. It's one of them ones that's like, I feel like it's just moving me up and down, like it's not really doing much. I should head massage and I feel like the woman took away all my stresses. That is just the best part, isn't it? I'll show you, I'll give you a little bird's eye view of the situation. I started doing a bit of work on my phone, but then I thought actually I just want to be in stillness and there's no music on in here, it's quite peaceful. Yeah. What do we think? Let me know. I don't know why my brain is doing this, but I kind of feel like, I don't know. I'm not quite sure about, I don't feel like it looks too much different, but maybe it's just in my head. But it's just nice, isn't it? You know, like treating yourself to having your hair done, and I definitely needed a trim. So just gone with some like lighter layering. She was about to start putting layers in all my hair, and I've made that mistake so many times. And then, you know, when you're training in the gym, it's really hard to tie your hair up. And I just caught her, like she was literally just about to chop, and I was like, excuse me, please don't trim. So managed to just take a little bit off. It definitely needed some off the edges, but it honestly gives me anxiety getting my hair cut by like a new hairdresser. But she did a toner, and then I think there was like 3 treatments on my hair, and I was thinking she's going to really struggle to curl my hair after this. You know when you put so much moisture in your hair that then it just doesn't hold, and I think she was having that situation. I just grabbed this from the shop because I'm gonna eat. I'm not someone who can, like, I'm not gonna wait till I get home. I usually would get just a normal Greek yogurt, but this was all they had. My usual yogurt messy mess where I go to, their fridges must have broken because all, like, they had everything, all meat and everything, but the yogurt station where I normally get my usual one wasn't in use. So I've gone with this chocolate mousse thing. I try to not have these regular just because they have got a lot of sweeteners in. It just kind of affects my digestion, but every now and then, like in a situation like this where I don't want to drive home ravenous. Very nice actually. Oh, it's chocolate orange. It is very nice. I think I've got some dark chocolate actually. Of course I'm always stocked. And this is chocolate orange. This is genuine coincidence. That will do nicely. That was meant to be. So I'm just sat. What a day to be alive. I'm trying to hide my broken nail. I'm doing this unconsciously, look. Oh my god. Wait. It is like actual orange at the bottom. Like an actual orange layer. It looks a bit questionable. So back home, I did something really strange. Me and Mason left the house in such a mess this morning. I think we were just, you know, when you're just trying to get out the door, we'd made like a meal, and you know, whenever you prep a meal in the morning, it's just like, time just goes so quick. We shot out the door, so I'm just going to tidy up that mess, and then it's about 5:30 now. I've had such a nice productive day, and I've just been doing some planning for the next Flowness Club event, which I'm so excited for, and also just excited for you, and if you're also a flowy girly already, just to meet other like-minded girlies, because it's one of the most challenging things, I would say, in your 20s, making new friends and like meeting people that are really like-minded, especially if you're working from home a lot and just feel like you've outgrown, or not even outgrown, but just have different interests to some of your longest friends. And of course, like some of my my bestest friends I have absolutely nothing in common with anymore, and they're still my bestest friends and we have the best time. But it's just challenging, isn't it? And I think if you've also like relocated a few times, I just really love what the Floating Skull community is turning into and just how like-minded we all are. And from the last event, some of the other girls have met like some of their bestest friends, so I couldn't ask for any more. And we're going to do some like journaling, have some nice food, and I've been just trying to organise a private dining room that I just flipping love event planning. And I feel like if I didn't do fitness, it would have been in something events or interior. Like that was my bag when I was younger, as in like that was what I thought I'd end up doing. Definitely always being like quite creative. Don't know if you're the same, but that is the vibe. I just did a quick food shop as well on my way home. Why on earth? I went in for washing detergent and I've come out with like 3 bags full. Like I had to do 3 trips to and from my car that is down a hill like this. So that was good. Got some steps in anyway. And then I'm going to try and get out on an outdoor walk before it gets dark. I feel like it's getting a little bit lighter, or that is what I'm trying to tell myself. I got a walking pad, which you probably already know about, but I think it's just totally different when you can get out for an outdoor walk, especially if you can see the sunset. It's very overcast, so I don't think there's any sun setting near me, but that's what I'm going to do. I've just got some editing to do as well, a little reel, and I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. Let me know if you've enjoyed this one and if you would like more in this style where I can just take you along throughout my week. I've really enjoyed this one. I feel like you're on this journey of creating more balance and reinventing ourselves across all levels, like not just physically, but challenging ourselves emotionally, spiritually, and just growing. I've seen so many 444s today, and today's the first day I feel like I've managed to shift this weird funk that I've had for 2 going on 3 weeks, which now at the end of the tunnel, I feel like it was necessary, as in I needed to go through some stuff, and it was like I was resisting certain thoughts that were coming up that I didn't like, and I was trying to push them away. When I've actually had to process them, they're really uncomfortable, and I've had challenges come up, just like questioning my beliefs and around quite deep things like towards my integrity as a person. I've really just had to dig deep and get uncomfortable and also sit with emotions. Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to feel bad, I don't want to feel a certain way. There's always a lesson in that. Like I believe we get sent these tests and certain things from the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. I've got full body goosebumps as I'm saying this. I hope I'm making sense right now. I'm not sounding wild to you, but I'm just speaking from my heart, to be honest, because it's been a really challenging few weeks and I feel like I've just got to the other side of it. If you're also going through a challenging time, I promise you they don't last forever, and it all makes sense. Like we get sent these things for a reason. There's always growth. Like if there's something that's triggering you and that's painful right now, just know you are getting stronger from this and you won't feel like this forever. That's what I'm going to leave you with. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much and I can't wait to see you in the next video.